Hi guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin. Today we are here at the Moonville Tunnel, and I'm going to be telling you the hauntings of the Moonville Tunnel. So the first story that we're going to cover is the brakeman. So the story goes that in the late 1800s, a drunk brakeman was walking through the tunnel, just like we are at now, but it was late at night, and he had his lantern with him, and as he was walking through the tunnel, a train started to come through it. Now, he waved his lantern back and forth to try to get the train to stop, but it did not stop. It hit him, and he was decapitated. So, interestingly enough, there is a rumor that in the 1980s, right before the tunnel shut down, that there was a signal installed because too many trains were emergency stopping because they thought they saw a lantern waving. So, I did some research into that, and in 1981, there was a signal installed, and train operators were told only to stop if that signal was the one going. However, I couldn't find any legends related to train stopping due to the lantern. Now, the second ghost is known as the engineer. He was reportedly hit head-on by the train and can sometimes be seen walking across on the old track where he was supposedly hit. Now, I have seen a different version of this story where he was cheating on the train. He was cheating on the train driver's girlfriend. I think that's how you'd say that. But basically, he was sleeping with her, and the train driver ran him over on purpose. But there's really no base to that, I don't think. Now, the third story we're going to cover is the Lavender Lady. Now, apparently, the legend goes, you will see a lady walking on the trail. She is elderly. She's described as frail and thin. And as she's walking, it will look like she is about to fall. And when she trips, she will disappear before she hits the ground. Apparently, after she is seen, and after she vanishes, the smell of lavender fills the air. Now, the final ghost story is kind of interesting because it actually names a person. The final ghost is the ghost of Baldy Keaton. Keaton was actually a resident of Moonville, and he's kind of known as the town bully. He really liked to get drunk, and when he got drunk, he fought. He loved to get in the bar fights. And one night, like many other nights, he got drunk and got in a bar fight. He was kicked out of the bar, and as he was walking home, which reportedly he was walking on a trail above the tunnel, which I actually do believe there is a trail above the tunnel still, but I have not climbed up there in years. Basically, as he was walking on this trail, he was ambushed and beaten up. Now, I've seen the legend go two ways. One was that he was killed in the fight while he was still above the tunnel. And the other one is that he was still alive during the fight, but they pushed him off the tunnel, and he died from the fall. Now, apparently, when his body was discovered, the trains had hit it so many times, it was barely recognizable. No one was ever actually charged for this. However, it is said that if you come here at night, sometimes you will see him standing on top of the tunnel, and that he's even throwing pebbles at people. Now, while I was researching for this video, just trying to find out some of the various myths and legends, which, by the way, there are more. I just chose these 4 because they were the most interesting, and most of their legends go back to when the tunnel was in operation. However, when I was researching this, I did find a guy who wrote an article in 2019 who claimed that when he was in high school and college, his friends and him would often come to the tunnel and pretend to be ghosts. So he said that they would wait for unsuspecting people to come up, and basically they would make weird noises from the bushes in the forest. He said one of his friends would walk through by the tunnel in a wedding dress. Things like that. Now, obviously I cannot verify or deny any claims that he makes about what he did. However, I would like to say they do seem kind of like tall tales. First of all, as you can see, we're actually looking at the far end of the tunnel right now. If his friend did walk by in a wedding dress, there's really nowhere for him to go. Anyone who walked through the tunnel would immediately see him afterwards. Also, this area, especially back before the bridge was in, was kind of hard to get to. And you would see any cars parked nearby when you came here. So I am personally taking that with a grain of salt. However, if you did experience any paranormal things from whenever this guy was in college, which I think was probably 10 years ago or so, it is possible that it was him. Now, I have been to Moonville Tunnel several times. I wouldn't be surprised if I've been here 20 times at this point. Now, I wouldn't say I've had anything extremely paranormal happen while I was here. I know one time I was here alone, and I was actually walking down the path more that way, and I heard what sounded like the sound of a train, but if I'm being honest, it could have been anything. And one time when I bought my first drone, a DJI Phantom 3, I did try to fly it here, and it immediately crashed, and the only image I took with it before it crashed is actually all weird and staticky. But other than that, I really haven't experienced anything here. I do think the hauntings are cool. I do think it is nice that they have been able to revitalize the tunnel in a way. And I'm glad that people can come visit it. Now, there are more hauntings, like I said. If you just Google it, you can actually find several different stories. I believe there is a story of a lady in white, which kind of could correlate, let's go with correlate, to the guy talking about his friend walking by in a wedding dress. There's reports of phantom noises, things like that. But those are all the stories I'm going to cover for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. I make new videos every week. And once again, thank you guys for watching.